Well, the volunteer fire department's actually what got the city started. If you want,
Oh, yeah.
if they'd actually, because I was there and I remember all about that, and it was because Austin was headed this way, and the fire department was the only organization here.
Well, I know Janie and me and some of the others worked hard. Janie Van Landingham, well, a bunch of us got together and went door to door to let people know when we'd be having meetings at the fire department to talk about. That was all we had.
Yeah.
That was the only organization there was here of the community people.
Yeah.
Don Webster, well, he was responsible for getting, wasn't A.W. Morrison, it was
Joseph was one that came in with him.
Tom Joseph.
Yeah.
Tom Joseph got the first.
He had all those lots that Bill bought from him.
All of them, like Ranchette 1, Ranchette 2, 2A, 3,
Yeah,
4,
Joseph.
everything north of the creek
Bodart,
down there was 6A.
Big Bodart, we had that area over there is full.
And Tom Joseph was us together in supplying water.
I know about the first. They had to sell so many to get the government loan.
Right.
And I stopped in there at Don Webster's and you tell me about it. And I wrote the first check and said that they got for a meter because they was trying to sell the meter. And I didn't get water for about a year and a half.
Cost you $5, didn't it, Lester?
25, I think. I believe it was.
We're out of wells.
Got a well.
Yeah.
We got one of them
Wells.
used to go with here.
First was getting water out of Austin.
Austin.
Oh, we better
Yeah, and Austin cut you off or something?
A concrete block house about where Riviera Springs comes into 183 across it. They had, and Austin had an 8-inch line coming out to there, and then they had a pump in that house to pump into Cedar Park proper.
When the city incorporated, the city of Austin cut the water off.
Yeah.
That's when we had to drill the wells.
Yeah, and it was
Well,
a big deal that had to take place right now.
Because they gave you no warning? They didn't tell you?
Not much.
If you all incorporate, we're going to shut your water off? They
Well,
waited?
they gave us, about 3 months
Yeah,
before they shut it off.
90 days or something.
they fought us so much on our incorporation.
Well, yeah, because they wanted you.
Yeah, I put a water line in about North Country Club. I can't remember the head man's name. He come out there and he was telling my inspector that the city of Austin is going to annex Cedar Park, and it's going to be part of your jurisdiction out here. And so I was at the fire meeting and I was telling them about it. Smoke had come in about the time. I said, well, telephone company man done said the same thing, and that's when the city got together and incorporated.
Well, the city limits of Austin moved north of 620, and that's when we started talking. I don't remember how many feet it was, but we went all the way. When we drew the boundaries of the Cedar Park for the incorporation, it met there.
It's right
Well,
up there.
Austin city limits was actually about Balcones Country Club
City limits zone.
when we did our election.
It's just
They-
north
they
of
just came on
620,
up.
but I don't believe it went to Riviera Springs.
Yeah, right there at Riviera Springs. Because there was a big ruckus about that, whether Riviera Springs was going to be in Austin or the city of Austin.
I was thinking that's further back. I know it's so many feet north of 620.
Because Austin owned the power line to that house on the right going in, and there was another one. I can't think of the guy's name now, but it's since been raised. But there was 2 early timers living out there across the street from each other.
Where?
Right down there, past that
You talking about wolves?
lake line.
You talking about wolves?
I don't know if his name's Wolf or not.
Well, no, wolves owned all that in there.
Past lake line, there's a house
That's
on the right going in.
Hester, Willie
This
Hester?
one set back in the pasture, who was? Just off the
No,
road.
this one was.
She was a Hester, but
This
she
one was
made
pretty
book
close
for
to the
kids.
street.
Yeah, I'm
The one
never.
there, still cows out there. With
Yeah.
that was
But I
Wolf.
will.
Now, all that land belonged to Wolves.
Okay.
in it.
Okay.
John Wolf sold out his part when they
Joe?
built that.
You're pretty good.
What is that? Aaron's Ranch or something? That was on part of John Wolf's. part. He sold that out several years
And
ago.
right across the street was another house.
That was old Cahill place, but they had, you talking about across 183?
Yeah, no. And further north, toward Lakeline, is where the city limits have their sign. Virtually at the top of the hill.
Some coffee?
Well, Miss Spruill had a
You?
place next to the hog farm. If that's the one you're talking about.
At Lakeline.
But I remember we bought water from, because the water department bought water from the city of Austin. But Don Webster's the reason why the Cedar Park gets water from the lake right now. He spent a lot of time and a lot of work and a lot of politicking to get that done.
He
Yes,
was
he did.
responsible for getting that water treatment plant on Lime Creek Road built.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and we had to go almost straight up to get over that mountain there. And then we rode on top of the mountain with the water line over toward Shenandoah and then back to Cedar Park.
Yeah, there you go. And you couldn't get that done right now. It'd take you 40 years if you started.
Oh, yeah.
Well, wasn't it real controversial because of, wasn't that the first time they'd allowed water to go out on watershed?
Yeah.
One watershed to the other.
Yeah, which
Well,
probably couldn't do that today.
That's where that politics come in. Well, I'm saying that, see, Judge Morrison owned the bank, or built the bank,
Which bank?
Bank of the Hills.
Bank of the Hills.
He was the consultant for the Johnsons. Actually, it was in his name.
Oh, okay.
The Johnson LBJ Corporation bought it from Judge Morrison.
Oh, okay.
But Judge Morrison, who was when they had the bank charter, there was another judge involved that lived up country there, and that's the fella that Don Webster knew. That
Chance?
No,
Chance.
Luther Chance was in Georgetown. I'm talking about, I can't remember, but he's the one that actually talked and knew somebody at the LCRA, and that's where a lot of that come about, because there was some politicking took place there
Yeah.
to get
That's
that
the
done.
second person to go down there and fill out an employment.
But without having to depend on the city of
I
Austin.
could go to
'cause
work for the bank.
They always, city of Austin always thought Cedar Park was just kind of a stepchild, here much for us. And,